Yo, what's up, everybody? Welcome to the channel. I'm the Shotgun Shogun. If you're new here, welcome, welcome. If you're not new here, well, welcome back. So it's been a week since the game has come out. It's been a heck of a week. I had no internet the first two days that the game was out, so I had to play on a hotspot in my garage on my tablet because, well, that was the only place that I got a really good signal. Super jank. But I wanted to give you guys a little bit of a look see at my account. So and just show you kind of where where I'm progressing at and stuff like that. So I am fairly cheap to play. I've only bought I haven't been back here in a minute. I've only bought the buy one get one packages. So if we go up here to the store, that's not the store at all. This is the store. So I bought two of these. I accidentally bought two of these. I bought one because it was on recommended. And then I came down here, right? And I'm like, oh, express supply pack for $5. Well, I already bought the other thing for $5. I'll buy this for $5. And so I bought that for $5 as well. I bought one of each of these because, well, that was my intention. And then outside of that, I haven't really bought anything else. Now maybe when Jing comes, we'll see. At the moment, if we look at currency, I've got 15 of these special tickets left. I did try to pull for the Sele light cone. Unfortunately, I didn't get it. I'm very transparent here. On my background down here at the bottom. Regardless, but I've been kind of like saving everything up. Every so often when I get like 10 of the standard warps, I'll usually use it on the standard banner. I have gotten pretty lucky on the standard banner. And so yeah, I've done pretty well for myself in terms of roster. Now for these right here, I'm not really spending too many of these. And I'm not really spending any of these until I get to 600, so that way I can buy the Clara Light Cone, because I really want the Clara Light Cone. But taking a look here at my characters, I have gotten really lucky with Tingyuns. I have an E2 Tingyun, which is nice because this does regenerate 5 energy after defeating enemies, so this helps out in like simulated universe stuff like that. The E1 in my opinion was probably the best one here. I'm sure that with the Jing banner I will finish this out to E6 and I will get to see my naked sleeping fox wife. Yeah, so that's where I've gotten on Tingyan. I was really happy I got her on like my first 10 pull in the game. This was the character that I wanted the most because, well, that's my wife right there. Obviously main character is whatever. I did get the Sele really early. I think it only took 60 pulls to pull her. It was either 50 or 60. It wasn't too bad. I didn't even have to go to like soft pit, like to the 90 pity or to 180. And then I just stopped pulling for her because, well, E0 is perfectly fine for me. I'm not too worried whatsoever about E1. I'd like Jing. I want Jing on my account more so than I want additional Sele's. So I mean I use her, but I want Jing a little bit more. Not only that, but I think the Jing banner is a bit better because you do have Tingyun, you do have Xusheng, and you also get March on there as well. Now I've seen a lot of people really like dismissing March completely. But as a Clara enjoyer and as somebody who got her on the beginner banner, Marsh pairs very super well with her. Now, I ended up pulling Bailu twice now while using the bathroom. Now, I've in the past I've talked about my potty pulls. Like you wake up at 3 in the morning, you're sitting there like half asleep on the toilet pooping, and you're like, you know what, I got a feeling, and it's that I I need to do a 10 pull, right? And so you do a 10 pull, and then bam, that's where the catalyst is. For me, it was apparently this character because, well, I have two of her. Now her first one here is pretty good, actually. Um, I'm pretty happy. I'm pretty happy that I pulled two of her. Now, sometimes in this game, if you get dupes of a character before you end up like getting all the characters, it's a little bit feels bad. But I'll take this because now I have two healers for Forgotten Halls, which is really kind of important. Quara was who I got from my beginner banner. I've been putting in some work on her. I don't have any extra anything on her. I've been running a secret vow, which I got pretty early on. Now I like that it just increases your damage dealt because this is multiplicative off of attack, whereas other ones it's like, oh, increase your attack by 48%. Depending on how you min max, I feel like eventually like increasing damage is going to be better than whatever else. And I also feel like with Quara, right, you're getting hit a lot, so doing this extra 20% damage to higher HP percentage enemies is probably good. Now I think that I will switch this out maybe for something else. I've thought maybe of using consider talking about attack, right? I've been thinking about maybe using like a the wolf walk time, or not wolf walk time, the moles welcome you, right? I'm thinking that this one might not be bad. Just because you do get the extra 12, and I've got two copies so I can superimpose here. It does only stack 3 times, but the end of the day, I'd have to look at like the numbers and see how this is going to stack up, but it should instantaneously stack up, right? Like if you use the basic attack skill, ultimate attack, this should stack up very fast. And even 36% attack might be better than 20% damage, but again, I'm not 100% sure. I have to run the numbers. Plus, I could just use this on Arwen after the fact and then go from there. So I have gotten 2 copies here of March, so we're on the second one, and this is nice too because it increases if Clara comes in a little bit damaged in like simulated universe, boom, instant shield. So I think that like combining her with Clara is probably the best bet. Now the other interesting team that I've seen is running March full damage with the main character, because whenever somebody with a shield gets hit, she's gonna be slamming, right, and jamming. And so this means that like you can really build like a good follow-up attack damage team. Although she's preservation, it's a little bit hard to. I hate when like you're on like this screen or whatever, and you like click out. Like I'm so used to like hitting this button up here for like go back to like the screen I was on, but you don't. Oh, also I did pick this from my battle pass. I think this is a phenomenal light cone, especially for 14 Yun. I'm recording this a little bit early in the morning. I just woke up not too long ago, so and I am running this on March for the damage resistance on all allies. So a bigger, fatter shield from the defense, and then a overall damage resistance for everybody else. So I've been like leveling up. I leveled up Serval mostly because, well, I kind of needed Serval for World 4 boss. And I might bring her to Cocolia, but we'll see. I'm not too sure. Just running this is actually pretty decent for erudition. It's not bad overall. I did get lucky and I pulled a Susang from the standard banner. And I immediately leveled her up. She actually helped me really, really hammer out the Kafka World 5 fight. She's crazy good. I just need to unlock um some of her extra stuff. I need to put some points and stuff like that into her. It'd be really nice to get like some eidolons on her. This is probably the most important one, and I completely forgot that this was an eidolon here. Um, and I was like using it, and I'm like, bro, where's my skill point regen? And I was like, oh, that's right. Now, one thing here is I haven't really been using Natasha as much in retail as I was in closed beta because, well, I have Bailu, and even with Natasha, right? Having her where she can dispel a debuff, you can use March to dispel a debuff as well because her skill, um, is going to remove a debuff from an ally. So, if, like on a fight like Kafka, if you bring like March and Natasha, you are super Gucci. This is also going to be really good to have both of those for if you are doing like Forgotten Halls or Chaos Memory and you really need to get rid of some debuffs. You can have debuff removal on both of them. Now, I haven't been using Dan really at all, and that's because I have Shusheng and I have Stele for single target DPS. Now I do know that I am going to need him in certain like Chaos Memories, Forgotten Halls, stuff like that. So I do plan on leveling him up, but he's not high priority for me right now. And these units down here, you'll see I leveled them to 20, and that's specifically so that I could get the Star Rail Pass. Yeah, that's just so I could get the Star Rail Pass. I haven't really needed to use Pella for anything. Same with Asta, really, but I do know that in certain Forgotten Halls and in certain Chaos Memories, I will need Asta, and I've almost thought about building Asta just for specific, like, because one of the things I want to try to build, right? And this is what I had in closed beta was I had pretty much like a team that could just run a simulated universe on auto. I really didn't have to think about it too much, and it would just run through. Now, I think that maybe running like an Asta or weakness break, stuff like that, could very much help me out with this. But we'll see. I think that it's really not that big of a deal. In beta, I built Herda for farming, but I haven't really ran into anything that I really, really needed her for, but I will be building her eventually. Hook, in my opinion, is more of like a late game character, and I'll probably build her up, but like I really have no intention of building Arwen or Mahjong Girl, uh, like really at all. So they're way, 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 way down the list of things that I will build. They'll get built eventually, but I don't plan on building them really anytime soon, uh, like at all. And the thing with Serval too, right, is like I'm building Serval now, but I've been kind of on the fence. Like I know that I need to use her right now to like progress things, but like once I get Jing, which I'll get Jing if I have to spend some money, I will end up getting Jing, 100%. But like once I get Jing, I'm gonna have a hard time justifying using Serval because Jing does everything Serval does for the most part, but better, except for dots. But who cares? Yeah, he will just absolutely lay waste to everything lightning. So I've been kind of on the fence on really building her, but I guess like in the future, maybe if I needed like two lightning AoE units, it'll be fine. Plus, she's hot, so eventually I'll build everything on the account. When it comes to achievements, I got 128 done. I really want to just kind of sit down and start working on achievements at some point, in order to knock some of those out, just so I have them. When it comes to uh my Simulated Universe. I'm working on Simulated Universe 6. I haven't finished out all my tree. I will eventually. Even if I have to dip down a little bit and just farm some of the easier ones for relic dust and stuff like that, which I'm going to need to do because I'm coming close to 40. And once I hit 40, I'm going to start hammering out relics really, really hard. And I think that's when I'm going to start running into issues with relic dust and with things like that. But I'm working on getting the rest of my curios here just so I can get them knocked out. I've actually been really, really impressed with some of the new curios. Curios in beta were very, very disappointing. However, curios now, they revamped like everything and they are really, really neat. I'll be real, this is probably one of my favorite ones, the Galactic Big Lotto. Whenever you break something, there's a small chance you'll get a curio, but there's also a chance that it destroys that curio and all of your characters lose 99% of their current HP. There was one run that I did where this triggered in the respite right before the final boss. And I'm just like, well, looks like this run is bricked. And it was. There's some really interesting ones. Punk Lord Mentality, there's a 100% chance to add all one weakness of the same type as allies currently on the field, and that lasts for 3 turns. Really, really interesting here. There's a lot of other things that I haven't gotten, like these clocks that you get from occurrences. And they changed occurrences as well to be kind of interesting. I've been really opting to kind of go with the occurrences a lot of the time just to see what you can get. Just to see what you can get out of it and try to finish out the rest of these curios. I've got a lot of the blessings. I still need to unlock a good chunk of them, but sometimes, like, especially with some of these destruction ones, I'm just like, not destruction, but remembrance, because I don't really use a whole lot of ice. Like, oh, I don't want to take this just for the points, but at some point I will, just to get them done. So it's the same here with Nihility, right? Is that a lot of times I'm just like, bruh, I don't want to take this. I just recently unlocked this. That's why those are there. I mean, you can see I have most of the hunt ones. We're just skipping. Yeah, it's, as you can see, like destruction, I really haven't taken a whole lot here, and elation, I have most of them as well. So I'll end up getting as many as I can out of the way, especially once I get everything kind of on farm, right? Which, I mean, we're almost 39, and then I'll probably just hammer out the rest of 39 later today. So that way I can move into farming relics. That's the plan. So the one thing I've been saving a lot of my currency for is I'm doing these refreshes every single day. I have a lot of fuel, and it's kind of a double-edged sword. I've been saving it for when I finally unlock relics, but at the same time, I feel like I probably could have pushed it a little bit earlier, because one of the things you have to take into consideration here is that, like, you get more XP. You get more Trailblazer XP when you hit the next universal world level. And so by not pushing that, you're actually kind of diminishing how much XP you get on a daily basis. So if you're trying to min-max, like, this is a good idea, and I really, really should have done it. Like, I could burn through like some of this fuel and get to 40 in like no time. Just maybe go farm relics, but what I'll probably do is I'll farm mostly Ascension materials, and I'll make sure that I have like a good chunk of Ascension materials and stuff like that built up, because, well, I'm going to need to. I also probably will run through some of these just to get the rest of this out of the way, like Ancestral Drill Bit here. some of these. I haven't really pushed the main story because, well, I was locked at 34. Plus, I'd like to do it on stream, which I haven't really been streaming the last couple of days because I've been trying to get some stuff knocked out. But a lot of these quests I just kind of like burnt through because, well, I already did them in beta. So, um, yeah, I just moved through them. But that is where I am at for cheap to play. I will be saving up the rest of my, at least my limited currency that we get, um forging, obviously. And I'll be doing some massive Jing pulls. I do want to get at least one copy of him and one copy of his late cone, because him with his late cone combined is absolutely nuts. But there you go. There's a an overview of my account. I haven't spent as much as some of the whales, but I'm also not free to play. Had no intention of going free to play in this game. I might at some point start a free to play account, but I don't know. We'll see. Anyways, if you guys like this, I'll probably do this like every maybe other week. We'll do an update on where I'm at with my account, maybe show off some of the relics that I've gotten, and progress and stuff like that. But I will catch you guys on the next one. Take it easy, homies. Peace out.